Ladies, it's Cheryl from YOGABELLIES, and today we're going to be discussing why your pelvic floor is so important for your overall wellness. Now, the pelvic floor itself is made up of muscles, ligaments and tissues that stretch across those pelvic bones. Now, it does a really important job of supporting the pelvic organs. So this includes things like your womb, the uterus, the vagina, the bladder, the bowels. All of these organs are protected by that structure. Now, you've got gaps in your pelvic floor, obviously for the urethra, vagina, anal passages, for all of these things to go through. And the muscles in the pelvic floor, they become stretched during pregnancy and childbirth. So if you actually think about the weight of your baby, the hormones that are being released, and the hormones that are loosening the tissues and the efforts of childbirth, and all the pressure that puts in this part of your body, it just gives you some kind of idea the pressure your poor pelvic floor is under. It becomes weakened, often becomes damaged, and we're going to leak wee, stress incontinence, be windier, sometimes fetal incontinence as well. So all these horrible things can happen, and this is why we need daily pelvic floor exercises postpartum. This is going to help us regain control of the bladder and the bowel after baby's birth, all right? Now, having a well-toned pelvic floor is also going to enhance feelings in the vaginal area. So this makes things like sex and orgasms more satisfying. If you're immediately postpartum, you're probably thinking, oh my God, last thing I'm thinking about, but you really don't want to have a weakened pelvic floor. Especially after several pregnancies, the pelvic organs can even slip down into the pelvis too. Now, this is known as a pelvic organ prolapse, all right? If you have a prolapse, it gives you a kind of dragging feeling in the vagina because the womb, the bladder and the bowel, they're all pushing against the walls of the vagina, and that gives that dragging feeling. So if you have that sensation, contact your healthcare practitioner. The strength of your pelvic floor decreases as you get older as well. So you're more likely to have problems later in life rather than, straight after the birth. So you may think, oh, I'm absolutely fine, I don't have to worry about this. We all have to think about it. We all have to protect against prolapse in the years to come, guys, okay? So this is another fantastic reason to be doing daily pelvic floor exercises. Now, ask your health visitor, your midwife, your doctor to refer you to a physiotherapist if you're having prolapse symptoms, all right? A physio can give you specialist help to retrain and improve your pelvic floor tone, and this is super important. Now, you might be thinking, postnatally, when can I start doing my pelvic floor exercises? And this is something I'm asked a lot. You can start doing them again as soon as you feel comfortable after you've had baby, okay? Now, we never exercise bruised muscles, so if you're still in pain, we're not going to be working the pelvic floor. Bear in mind, the quicker you start, the more benefit you're going to get. Now, when you use your pelvic floor automatically, you use it every time you sneeze or you cough, so it's perfectly safe to start exercising pretty much directly after birth, okay? But as I said, if you're in pain or discomfort, do not begin. Now, first we have to locate the pelvic floor because the nerves in that area have stretched when you've pushed or breathed baby down, all right? So even if you can't feel anything happening to start with, you will still be doing yourself some good by practicing these exercises, all right? Now, there's lots of benefits to your pelvic floor exercises. It's going to help with stress incontinence. It's going to help improve things like blood circulation to the perineum as well. So that's going to help bring down any swelling and bruising that you might be experiencing. It's going to help you rebuild strength in the pelvic floor. And just to help, prevent prolapse, all those things we talked about. So if you didn't get into the habit of doing these exercises during pregnancy, it's never too late to start. Even if you're years postpartum, you can still get all the benefits of these, and they are important through every stage of a woman's life. So how do you do these exercises? I'm going to take you through one simple exercise. You can learn more at your YOGABELLIES classes. You can lie on your back, you can lie on your side, you can sit with a straight back in a chair, okay? So you might find it more comfortable to do the exercises relaxing in a bath as well, especially if you are quite, near to the postpartum period. We're going to breathe in, and as we breathe out, we're just going to gently squeeze the pelvic floor muscles. Now, try not to pull your tummy muscles in at the same time, and just focus on contracting those pelvic floor muscles up and inwards. So as if you're trying not to pee or pass wind, all right? We're going to hold that squeeze. We're going to start with just 4 or 5 seconds at first. Just try to hold that and continue to breathe in and out normally as you do. Now, if you feel yourself tightening up here, the tummy muscles, or above the belly button, or if you feel yourself squeezing the buttocks, you're trying too hard. Just take it down a notch, okay? So we're just trying to isolate those pelvic floor muscles, which is quite a task postnatally, and contract.